What's going on, guys? Welcome along to the video. I'm Matt over at DSR, and today I'm taking out this BMW's brand new GS1300 for 2023. I have done my first impression video on this bike. This is now going to be a more in-depth review, covering off all the usual stats and figures. Where else to start then but in the engine? This is BMW's boxer engine, producing 145 brake horsepower and 149 newton meters of torque. Looking at the older GS1250, it means we're up on brake horsepower, we're up on torque, which is always better, isn't it? More is always better, because you can just do things like that. Twist the throttle and you are gone. I've currently got it in dynamic, and you can definitely feel that throttle response picking up really nicely. It's not snatchy, it's not aggressive, it's punchy. I do apologise if it's a little bit windy today. I do have the electronic windscreen in the highest position, but the wind seems to be battering me from either side anyway. If you don't know, the BMW GS1300 has four main kind of model variants. You've got the white, the GS Trophy, the triple black, and the Katana. I call it the 719 option. Each of them slightly changes kind of what the bike looks like and what tech it does or doesn't have. In the UK especially, you can also then get the TE model variant of each of those. The TE tends to add all the extra little comfort and niceties that we come to expect. Looking at the triple black in the standard trim, so the non-TE, that's going to set you back £16,820. If you want it in the TE trim, that's going to set you back around £19,300. Now I'll put on the screen the extras you get with the TE over the standard, and let's face it, with this bike it's got some tech capabilities that you're probably going to want to add on. So after you've added a few extra bits like the rider aids, and this specific bike has the ride height adjustment capability, obviously that's going to be an extra cash dollar. You end up coming around to £21,000 for the triple black TE with some of the extra comfort on it. Again, it's not cheap, but it's not the 719 option with all the extras and the luggage shoved on it, because that you're probably talking 25 plus. Let's move on to some of the electronics on this bike then. Obviously we have got the upgraded headlight on this. It's quite distinctive, but BMW seem to have always done distinctive headlights, so you can always tell what it is when it's coming towards you. The looks of it, subjective, I don't mind it. But like I said, I used to own an MT10 and that wasn't a very pretty bike, but when you sat on the bike, it's not about how it looks, it's about how it handles and how it performs. Any bike that's going to give me extra capabilities and extra performance at night time with the lights, it's got to be a bonus, surely. Coming back from that then, we do have your standard BMW TFT screen, which disappointing. I wish they did put full map navigation in this or upgraded it to a different one, say the RT. We've got the BMW cradle just above it. I'm led to believe that they've finally upgraded the BMW navigation GPS, because previous models have been an absolute shambles. This has got the radar front and rear, so when we got cruise control, it means we've got adaptive cruise control for the radar at the front, and then at the rear it means we have blind spot indicators on your mirrors. On the inside there's little triangles that illuminate when you've got someone in your blind spot. We've got a little phone cubby hole just below the handlebars, and inside there is a USB charging port, so nice to see. This model does have the electric windscreen, and that can be adjusted with the arrows on the left hand side on the handlebar, and you literally just push and hold and then it allows it to whatever position you want it to. The arrows on the left aren't just for the windscreen, they're kind of the like a memory up and down, and so you have to go into the settings and choose what you want the bike to remember. So I've chosen the windscreen because I'm going to mess around with that the most, but you can set that memory to the ride height, so this has got the adjusted ride height as well, So where you can have it on like low, auto or high, so as you're going along, if it's in auto, when you come to traffic lights it will lower the rear section slightly, and then when you go to take off it will then raise it back up. Screen is at the lowest position at the minute, 30-40 miles an hour, and the wind is hitting around my nose. If I put it into its highest position, I mean it's like kind of right at the tip of the helmet. The triple black also comes with the extra clear fairing left and right of the TFT screen, these bad boys down here, just to help deflect some of that wind kind of away from the body. I do find it kind of still hits around my arms though. 6'1", 115 kilos, I'm not small and I'm not light, so smaller, skinnier people might not even feel the wind at all. We do have 4 different rider modes. That's going to be Eco, Rain, Road and Dynamic. If you get the other package, I think you're going to get Dynamic Pro, and then you get Enduro and Enduro Pro. Potentially Enduro comes as standard, and then it's just a Dynamic Pro and Enduro Pro that will be added. One thing to note though, the bike's memory for the mode button can either hold 3 or 4 out of those 6 settings. So again, you have to go into the settings and pick which 4 you want to be available when you push the mode button. There you go, Rain, Road, Dynamic. So actually that's all that's activated at the minute. We do have heating option, we've got heated grips and heated seat, and again those can be adjusted using the buttons. Hopefully you can see that there, and then you just push up for heated grips and then down for the seat, and then you can pick between off, 1, 2 and 3. And again you can have that as the memory for those arrows on the left hand side. Keyless entry, tyre pressure monitoring system, daytime running lights, LEDs, the kind of usual things you'd come to expect now from the top tier flagship GS line. With this bike being lighter, the handling is really good. It was really good on the GS, and now it's lighter, it's just going to handle that a little bit better. Big wide handlebars really helps to do a bit of counter steering as well. Quick shifter, it's okay, it's not the best, it's not the smoothest shifter I've used. A little bit clunky going up the gears, still a little bit of body movement. See what I mean? Slightly smaller tank from last year's model, so this has got 19 litres, last year I had 20, but I don't think that's affected the mileage range on this bike. Still going to be getting 250 miles to a tank. This triple black comes with comfort seat front and rear, but as standard the seat height is 850mm, but again comfort seats might change that slightly, but then you could get the ride height adjust to counteract that. I mentioned the bike is a bit lighter. This bike's coming in at 237 kilos. It's one of them, it's not a light bike, but actually BMW have made this bike handle really well. It's kept its centre of gravity nice and low, which does mean it flicks really nicely. Brakes on this, they're nice, they're not sharp, they're not aggressive, and you're not lurching forward, but they're strong is what I'd class them as. So we've got Brembos, we've got a 310 twin disc at the front, and then a 285 single at the rear, I believe, which it just means it brakes pretty nicely. I'm just using one finger for the braking today, and no point have I come to any situation where I think I needed a little bit more power. If you've ever ridden a GS or a GSA and you jump on this bike, don't expect for it to feel like a brand new bike, because it isn't. You will feel right at home. Ergonomics is the same, it's comfortable, the pegs are in a nice position, my top half is nice and kind of straight, handlebars are in a nice position from the top half. Just all of it as a package works really well. The cockpit, the handlebars are pretty much the same. There are a few extra little buttons obviously with the electric windscreen. I'm 6'1", and with this ride height in its adjustable state in auto, I've got both feet flat on the floor, which means no dramas coming to any traffic lights. But then again, I'm not a short person. Whee, yay! Feel me bum getting a little bit too warm. Turn off that heated seat. Power is there. Whee. Hill hold control as standard, something I use regularly like now, just to stop me rolling back, so I'm not having to keep my foot on the brake. Just apply it. Sit back and relax. BMW have got a Acura can that you can purchase, and it's like 980 quid. I think it looks really nice. It's like a split can. Looks the part. Honestly though, I don't really think it makes much of a difference to the tone of the exhaust. It might help make it a little bit lighter, but on that front I'd probably save myself £1 grand, not worry about it. So motorway restricted to 50 anyway. Like I said, there is wind hitting my arms, but on the helmet side there's no strange buffeting or anything, so it's not too bad. I can deal with the wind on the arms. Adaptive cruise control, which means there's a radar at the front and it checks the distance between me and the car in front. So what I'll do now is I'll put this at 100 miles an hour, and obviously the bike will not let me get to that because there is a car in front. So I'm at 55 miles an hour at the minute. Car in front slowing down, the bike's slowing down for me. I'm now at 47. Something that I think actually is really helpful if you do any form of long distance touring, just to aid in your rider fatigue. It helps just in case you're crowing it and you didn't know a car in front of you was braking. Orange little triangle on the left hand side of the mirror, or the inside should I say. I believe this bike has also got brake assist, which means if you're braking and you're getting too close to the vehicle in front and the bike doesn't think you're going to stop in time, it will help you brake a little bit stronger, just to try and help you get stopped in time. I think the added features on this bike is a really nice touch. If you're new to the GS world, then 100% jump on this. I don't know if at the minute I'd swap my GSA 1250. I'd probably keep it for a few more years, get a few more miles on it, and then trade into this. But hopefully next year the GSA 1300 or the GS 1400, whatever they call it, should be coming out, and we'll see if they just whack the bigger tank on, or what else they give it. What other improvements can they do? I'm gonna find somewhere to pull over and we'll have a little walk around. And here we go then. This is the controversial front end. Like I said, personally, I don't mind it. I can't see it when I'm riding, so whatever. I don't know why people have got such a problem with it. Even with these Anarchy knobblies on, the handling is really good. Almost kind of required for this type of day, because middle of November, ground's wet, there's a lot of mud everywhere, so actually gives you a little bit more confidence to kind of push it on. These here are the comfort seats, and as you can see, the rear passenger does have the button to sort out their own heating as well. I do like it when companies integrate the luggage racking system, just so there's not any extra extra metal kind of framework sticking out. It's just nice, neat and tucked away. The rear rack for the top box is an extra purchase, because as you can tell there, it does have electric capability. This is what I mean by no brake light situation. There is nothing. The brake lights are integrated into the indicators. Not massively keen on that. As stock exhausts go, for the size of it and the look, it doesn't look too bad, and actually it's quite nice and small and low profile. Well guys, I'm going to finish the video there. Do I think it's a groundbreaking bike? Not really. Does it still impress me? Yes. Would I buy one if I didn't have a GSA? Yeah, I would. The extra features that you can get is always worth adding on as well. Don't bother going for the stock. What's the point in getting a bike like this with all the electronic capabilities and then choosing not to get it? So remember, you are looking at around probably 20, 21 grand
for middle of the pack. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Are you interested in the GS1300? And there's nothing else to say, but until the next one, ride safe.